Do do. I'm a best of my own. The microphone in place. Hi. I was discussing a weird topic with myself earlier. Hey, bang on time. Anyway, so the idea behind this stream is to try and get the Cyclops into the lava zone. That's it. Pretty simple concept. It's going to be a real pain though. Okay, what do we need to start with? First off, I want to bring a battery cell charger and a power cell charger to my base in the lava zone. I also accidentally snagged my left nipple with my thumbnail when I was putting on my deodorant, so I'm not that pleased with myself. So I basically just need a power cell charger down into the underground base next to lava zone. We need that, and we're definitely taking the prawn suit there. And overall, oh, this is what I kind of meant by carryall, by the way. It's pretty similar to my carryall. My carryall has a zipper up here. My zipper for my carryall is more of a like semicircle. It's like pushed up a little bit, but overall basically the same sort of design. This is the sort of thing I meant when I said carryall. But anyone who watches everything I do, I'm thinking of making like a special. I just go by my anime crushes, like Ria Squemery, Mina, May, Tokyo, stuff like that. Just because I've, skipped the 100 and 200 special, and the 10 subs and 20 subs. In general, I skipped those. That'll be nice to do some special ones. Also thinking of finally uploading my tier lists onto the community posts. Still not done with that Sonic one, because I got really bored doing that. Anyway. That's easy. We can use the fabricator on the Cyclops, so I don't really need one of them. So the first section will be getting the resources for the power cell charger to go in the underwater base. So when we go down there, we actually have enough stuff to, be down there. And then we'll get to driving there. I'm probably going to go from the northern Blood Kelp base, just because I've had a little bit more experience piloting there, and I think the hole is big enough for the Cyclops. I think. The only scare, because we do live right next to this area, which I am 90% sure is an entrance to the lava zone. So we could go down there. I'm just not sure which route is going to be best, because when we go down there, we are going to burn through our power like nobody's business. If anything, I might even want 2 power cell chargers. We could definitely do it resource-wise. Just because when we get down there, we're either going to be basically nothing on power, or we're going to be out of power. Because we're going to definitely abuse the shield generators, and because we don't have the ion battery cells currently, we can't just use 10 times the power output. We do have the Cyclops charger, but as we saw from our run back where I think we hit a Reaper or something, and a Reaper might have got a little nibble on our Cyclops, we saw how fast the power, the shield generator for the Cyclops works. So I think it might be an idea to get 2 of these going. The annoying bit is going to be the copper. That's going to be an annoying bit. How much copper do we have? Oh, we have more than enough. Good. 1, 2. Oh, we probably won't. Yep. Okay. 4. Okay, so the idea is to... Because I'm trying to think. Again, I haven't been down to the area next to our base just because I'm a bit scared of it. In my opinion, I'm just a bit scared of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just because, like, it's not that it's inherently pretty scary, it's just that, like, you know, I am terrified of the idea that the Ghost Leviathan goes too far beyond its normal barricade, because again, we haven't really experienced how far it can go with a Cyclops, because I just haven't brought my Cyclops next to a Ghost Leviathan ever. You know, the Cyclops is obviously louder than just using a ow. I still I definitely scratched my nipple a little bit. It's definitely louder than a sea moth, and it's definitely louder than a sea glide. I think the prawn suit is quieter than the Cyclops. Not sure. Haven't really tested around that idea. Okay, we got 2 of them. Now we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 silver. 1, 2. I think that's gold again. 1, 2. There we are. There's 1 of them done. Then I get 1, 2 again. 1, 2. Okay, we're just making 2 just to be, like, sure. Because the problem of bringing a Cyclops into there is I'm not sure how much power drain we're going to be, and if we end up draining our entire base, our entire Cyclops' worth of power to get down there, because again, I have no experience going down in the cave, and we're going to be using the Cyclops scanner as much as we can. We're fine on that, basically. Let's get work on this then. Okay, so we need... Yeah, we have 2 of them. So grab this, then we grab that, and then we need to make sure that we have enough for 2 of them. Well, 3 of them, technically. It was this one. Around kit. And now we go down into our secondary thing, and we grab some titanium. Yep, that's good for that. So now we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And now we need 4 ruby. This one? No. This one? Oh, that's our extra copper. Could have used that. Potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've got 2 of these. Now we can, in theory, we can build 2 power cell generators down where we have the 3 thermal gens in the lava base. So when we went down there, I made sure that we had enough thermal energy that we could basically charge anything while operating the scanner room in case of emergencies. Basically, just going down there is a big enough case for emergency, because we need to get down there for kyanite in particular. We need kyanite, and we need to just open a bunch of the green areas, green shields. Outside of that, we are basically all ready to go. I am, of course, as usual, a bit scared of doing anything scary beforehand. Personally, I think that in general, we have 3 things to worry about. First off, we have the general lava zone to worry about. Second off, we have the biggest worry of all, the Sea Emperor down there. And just getting down there, we do need thingies. But I am planning to only bring my Cyclops to the entry point of the lava zone. Basically where my base is. If you know the game pretty well, you'll know what I mean when I'm talking about the island between the entryways to lava zone, and the little mountain with 3 heat zones, little volcanoes. And if you know that area, you know exactly where the Cyclops is going to sit when we bring the prawn suit into the lava zone. If I'm not comfortable with the Ghost Reapers, I'm definitely not comfortable with bringing him next to a Sea Emperor. And if we lose the prawn suit, we lose the prawn suit. If we lose the prawn suit, it's going to be, so I don't get really too scared about this, it's going to be 2 plasteel ingots, 2 aerogels, not that bad, and plasteel ingots not going to be too bad. That's not going to be too bad. The annoying part will be the prawn suit depth module, which requires 3 nickel ore. This one, which requires 2 nickel ore. And then the arms, which is going to... That doesn't seem that annoying, and that isn't annoying either. So realistically, we would just lose a little bit. If we lose the Cyclops, I'm immediately save scumming. I do not care. If we lose the Cyclops, I could not care less about anyone's opinions on this game. I personally think it is fine to save yourself a trip and deplete the Subnautica world of even more resources, because that's just stupid. It is genuinely just a stupid idea for you to just purposely make it so that your world has less resources by stupidly not just going and grabbing more stuff. I think it's a stupid concept and it doesn't particularly work. Anyway, so I'm currently building courage to go into the areas with the Ghost Leviathans, because I found out a few streams ago that there is in fact a Ghost Leviathan up near the Blood Oil area over somewhere over there, and that genuinely scares me because I don't know where it is. I've never encountered it. Someone just told me. No, it was I looked up on the Map Genie site because I was looking for resources, and I was like, huh, why does it show a Reaper over there? And I was like, ooh. Thankfully we have never encountered it, but if we bring the Cyclops up there, there's a good chance we can encounter it. So I'm going to drop off resources up to the thing, because definitely the area down there spawned in, so we don't have to worry about any of my fears of the Ghost Leviathan just going to be like, oh, and then snatching this place up. That's another reason why I'm not too happy about the Subnautica 2 idea, because they are definitely going to shove the Gargantuan Leviathan into the game, and that is just a terrifying concept. Oh, that's the thingy. Yeah. Notice my stalling. I do think the stealth suit is probably one of the best things in the game. Just because then you don't really need to think about water too much, and water is probably the worst resources to get back easily. Because you kind of need a fabricator for it, or you need to have like a base on the go to get good water. Or you need to just, build one of the things and then just have 2 of them going. That's one of the reasons I don't like our base. I don't like the power resource. I bring this up every time, but I think it's stupid. Personally speaking, the fact it doesn't drain power in a decent way, I'm okay with it not draining power properly for the Cyclops. Draining this first power cell makes it so much easier to charge everything up to full before you get the thermal generator for this place. I still remember in the old days of Subnautica when you could just this counted as like a base rather than like a vehicle, so you could just put it right next to like a generator. I remember this was like a little exploit for the Cyclops. You'd put it right next to a generator, like a thermal gen or a solar panel, and then it would just slowly charge the Cyclops over time. It was amazing. But yeah, in general, I think the power system is stupid because it should drain stuff properly. It shouldn't drain one reactor and then be like, now we'll go on to the next thing. Because that's kind of stupid. Again, as usual, I am very, very, very nervous about going to any area with a Ghost Reaper or Reaper in general, because you know we don't have infinite power cells. Like right now, we have 2 power cells, which gives 200 extra charge, 400 extra charge, and realistically, we will be out of all our energy if. You know, but either way, I think the shield generator drains energy so fast that if I literally hop out the Subnautica, the Cyclops, go grab a power cell, even with pause mode on, and you know refill, that we're just going to be out of power before we can get back to here, and that'll be useless. That's really only good after a Reaper encounter, but we don't have enough to fill up like the entire rows or anything. Which is why I'm so nervous. In general, I think it's just a really bad idea. Oh, so I'm going to just start building confidence a little, then we'll go. And like, I think that in this game, some of the worst issues this game has, I'm back and forth on the map, because I noticed that like, well, when I was looking at Map Genie and trying to figure out locational depths and like lengths of the map and stuff, I was like, wow, this game's map is actually like really short and small, but it feels like really impactful. And this is kind of what I mean with like a bigger map is good. Like one of the big problems I had with Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West, sorry, is that there wasn't really a lot in the map. Like you might say, oh, but the map, blah 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 blah. But one of my biggest problems in the game was that the map kind of felt a bit empty in a way. But it was in a good way because you could figure out where somewhere is much easier. Like you didn't really need to figure out like exact depths and stuff. You didn't really need to figure out like exact be like, oh well, this area, like on the map it would be like, okay, this point of interest is here and the other point of interest is here, but the map was built in a way that you would be in a position where you could easily find both locations, points of interest. And in this game there isn't really as many points of interest. If that makes sense. Like you've obviously got like stuff underground, like the ion, the purple tablet walls and the orange tablet walls. Obviously, you've got them. But outside of that, there isn't really a lot that you could generally say, oh well, this is a point of interest that I use to help me figure out where I am, because like you can't really use that. Like you can use a warper. But a warper patrol an area, so if it's like these hexagons, they would patrol like that, and they would patrol like that. So you can't really use that point of interest, like you can't use this point of interest when everything around it is the point of interest. If that makes sense. So you have to use wrecks and you have to use other stuff. But even if you use a wreck or something, it's hard to know exactly where you are because you make slight different turns. Like Wukong, it's pretty simple to figure out where something is. That's props I'll give to Wukong. What the heck is that? Like, there are so many games where I give props to them for some reason or another. I will say that the Cyclops overall doesn't have a lot of properly built storage. Like, you'll notice that, like, when I say this, you know, you have this huge area here. But I know that, like, the repair things will pop out because, you know, as someone who watched a lot of playthroughs of the game, I know that, like, in general, you need to be very careful about, like, where you put certain things, and obviously I've sort of ruined it by putting all these storage lockers here, which there should be a point here which opens up, but I think we can get to it. I think we can get to most of them, maybe. I don't know, but anyway, when we go down into the base with the Ghost of Leviathan, we have to be careful of two things in particular. We need to be careful of where he is. I think his map has him go around a lot of areas, but I'm pretty sure with the Cyclops we're going to be in a position where he's going to see us, because with the regular Reapers they see by echolocation and they see by sight. So really, if you're in the range with the Cyclops, just run. Obviously I don't want to cause too many fires, but we probably are going to cause fires, because that's the thing. Oh. Okay. I definitely think it's that sort of case. I think... Oh, is it the thermal gens? Might be. That makes sense. So, what do we have to worry about? When we're going to the lava zone, we have two Ghost Reapers to worry about, because I don't know where the second one is. But if the Ghost Leviathan see by echolocation, obviously a massive submarine is going to get them to notice us. We do have silent rigging. I'm not sure what that does yet. It probably consumes more power, I guess. And it is important to note that shield generator should be our last option. Our first option of defense should be silent rigging, because obviously the stealth game approach. If the enemy can't see you, you don't need to worry about being in combat. Then after that we have the shield generator, and if we hit the like 20% mark, I immediately have to run back, or 40%, let's say 40%, and launch the tube. Oh wait, no, I can launch the tube from here. So if we get to the 40%, we launch the tube and we go full speed and we run. So, yeah, it is becoming daytime, so now we can quickly, I guess we can just, whatever, right? Grab some of these. Lovely. Okay, next we will be saving. Wait, no, we want to get the life pod 19 off first. I think it's 19. No. I think it's life pod 2. Yep. Once you do with life pod 2, then we'll go to life pod 2 and we'll try and fit our massive submarine in. And if we can't, well, that's going to be a big issue. Okay. Oh my god. Wait, no, that's just underneath the thing, isn't it? That's just underneath, right? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's a separate Ghost Leviathan. Definitely. Okay. The biggest problem that we're going to have and run into is, I'm not sure, because, okay, so basically we're going to be going to the Lost River, I think. And from the Lost River, we can go very close to the lava zone, I think. Lava lakes. And then this one's the bottom furthest one. It's Lava Lake 1 with the iron cube. Yeah, okay. So okay, so this is the one I think that we're going to. Yeah, this one's to the mountains. Blood Kelp Trench, huh? Okay. Okay. So here's the tree cove. Here's the tree cove. So we're going to be entering from the tree cove, I think. Okay, so we got food. We got food. We got water. We got everything we need. Oh, I was supposed to check thingy. Okay. Leopard 2, okay. So the Ghost Leviathan is supposed to be like right here. Okay. Okay, so basically next to Leopard 2 there's the Ghost Leviathan. Okay. Oh god, I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm not sure how much more I can handle this game. Genuinely unsure. Because the second we get into the lava lakes, we're going to be in a really rough position. Because I'm just not sure how long we can handle the Lost River. I really want today to be our first look into the lava zone. But it's just going to be difficult because I'm not sure how long I can last. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not sure how long I can last. Because at the end of the day, it is difficult to go into lava zone. But I think we just need to do it. We need to risk it. We need to hope. Leviathan isn't there. Worst case scenario, we can try and kill it. Worst case scenario, we can try and kill it. Worst case scenario, we can try and kill it. Worst case scenario, we try and kill it. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Okay, I'm gonna put something on for myself just to calm myself down. Okay. Okay, put on something. Episode 14. Okay.
Engine powering up.
You know what? I'm just gonna look it up. I'm just gonna look up how to get the. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up if there's like a legit guide to how to get how to get Cyclops inside Lost River. Okay, just gonna look it up at this point because it's better. Steam community is better than Reddit because it loads faster. And you don't need to use an app. I found a place, the Grand Reef near the abandoned sea base where I can reach the Lost River. But I think only my prawn suit can navigate. There's no room for the Cyclops. Is there any other opening where my Cyclops can fit? I haven't found any other places, openings from the inside yet, but the room is very room on the inside. Yes, you can. 2 entrances. One in the dune and one in the blood kelp zone. And we use the blood kelp zone. Blood kelp entrance is tight, but tons of room to move around in still. Make sure to use the Cyclops canvas whenever you move. Advise using silent running / stealth the lights off, so that you can slip past a crab squid and a warper. Make sure you cross some beacons and hit the right point so you can return and find your way around. Use the steam off to hit Lost River if you have the Mark 3 upgrades installed, but you have to stay high in the caves. But it will allow you to get and places to farm and stuff. If you want to go deeper, you need to take the farm suit off. Steam off can only go to 900. Precursor, that's it anyway. Anyway, yeah, so apparently I'm justified in where I'm going. Ooh!
Engine powering down.
I'm sorry, I'm a magpie and I will never find that node again if I don't grab it now. I genuinely think that, like, personally, the coolest part of this game is definitely the base building. Like, I'm sorry, but if I don't have someone else, I'm not playing the second game.
Powering up.
Because I'm thinking, like, 2 to 3 people would be nice. I don't mind if I have to just slightly change stream time for that. You know, if it fits I might even move it like 2-3 hours, maybe even like a 4 p.m. You know, really screw with me, right? I do like, my favourite things about this game is that a lot of stuff doesn't respawn. I like the idea that Reapers don't respawn ever. That's my favourite part about the game. If you kill a Reaper, it's gone forever. You never need to worry about a Reaper ever again. That is my favourite part of the game. My least favourite part of the game is getting into the areas with the Reapers. I think it's definitely the scariest part of the game. This is in a good way and a bad way, personally speaking. I think there are good parts of this and there are bad parts of this, much like everything. I think the worst parts about the game are the little extra details I didn't think about. I don't like the idea that a player ever has to move their base just for resources. That is personally one of the stupidest things ever, in my opinion. I'm okay with it in a game like Minecraft. In a game like Minecraft, it's to be expected, and a lot of the time it's because you're not looking hard enough. In this game, there is a literal scanner room that allows you to see every resource node you could ever want. Which means that at the end of the day, it's your fault if you build, something in an area where there isn't so much resources or whatever. It's your fault. It's not the game's design fault. In Subnautica, it is the game design fault because you can inherently not have a lot of resources and stuff. You can't have too much, which is something that bugs me. I don't like it in a game when you have to go out of your way to get resources, or you'll never ever be able to find all the resources that you want. It always bugs me and will forever bug me. Need that copper. Because in my opinion, it's bad game design. And I don't like to say bad game design often. In my opinion, if I ever say bad game design, I mean it from a literal game design perspective. I do not mean it from I don't like this feature in the game, so I'm calling it bad. Because a lot of the time I find it to be actual game design. Something someone forgot to add, rather than adding something in a bad way. Because I don't like being the mean person who has to say, this is bad. You shouldn't do this. Because in my opinion, most things are justified in their actions. Sure, sometimes I might say something like, yes, this is actually bad and it harms the gameplay. But I don't always mean it. Another example of this would be, obviously, the fact that I think bad game design comes in about 3 ways. The first way is, of course, an obvious one. When players are expected to do something in a way that they won't want to. Let's say the Lost River entrance. That's how you get nickel ore, in particular. Right? You want as much nickel as you can get your little mitts on. Because nickel means that if you ever need to rebuild a prawn suit, you have access to the resources. You also can build fire suppression upgrade kits. And that's it. But if I lost kyanite, which is a even harder resource to find, because I think the hardest resources to find are magnetite, nickel ore, and the biggest one of all, this is going to annoy some people, I find kyanite. Yeah, I didn't say kyanite. So far I haven't seen kyanite because it's in the lava caves, and so on and so forth. Personally, I don't like the dunes area. I think that if I get to the dunes point in the game, I'm just going to probably go crazy and just kill a bunch of reapers or something. But here's the problem. If Subnautica 2 comes out, what is going to happen? What's going to happen is people are going to get really overconfident with killing reapers. You've got one person in your friendly group probably who is okay with killing reapers because they don't find it that scary. Right? So that one person you could be like, oh, I'm having trouble in this area due to reapers, and they'll be like, okay, and then they go and kill some reapers, and then by the time you get to where they are, they'll be like, oh yeah, I've killed 2 reapers while waiting for you to get over here. I now need to go charge my batteries. Sort of case. Yeah, you're making the game less scary, which is why I think there should be like 1 or 2 indestructible mobs that can't be killed no matter what. Maybe if they add the gargantuan Reaper Leviathan in, which would be fun. I think if it just existed on like the edge of the map and just constantly circled around the edge, constantly circling around the edge of the map, I think that would be really interesting. But here's the thing. There should only be one. There should only be one circling the map. There shouldn't be 2, there shouldn't be 3, and they shouldn't spawn in specific locations. There should only be one, where you might catch the end of its tail, you might catch its head, but it's never going to go for you unless you go into its territory. If you're in its territory and it's on turning around, yeah. I'd also like the idea that saving is much more automatic then. It'll be nice. So that if a player loses like a prawn suit or something, it's probably gone forever. Being able to load a quick save or a long save or something like that. And that's my opinion. I generally think that Subnautica 2 is going to not have any, like, a lot of the appeal of this game is. Early game even, you're going to be like, alright, let's go resources. And I think, gameplay wise, they should have it so if one person scans something, everyone gets that scan note. everyone gets that 1 out of 3. Because otherwise there's just not going to be enough resources, and someone's going to be the certified crafter man, if that makes sense. One person is going to be the certified crafter person. That person is responsible for every craft, or most end game crafts, so that they have to go out, they have to explore, they have to grab the resources, they have to tell you what resources you need, and then you go grab them, and that person gets back to base, and then they build it. Which would be a very, very, very boring indeed game design.
Engine powering up.
I don't like the intro winch light hour. Once upon a witch light. I don't like intros on D&D. It's, you know, I'm here to listen to some people. I'm here to listen to D&D. I don't really care about your intro. That's 2 minutes long. There's some moments of this game that genuinely look beautiful, even if it's badly designed.
Engine powering down.
Hi. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean about this. I just think that in general, there are a ton of things that a multiplayer version of this game is just going to ruin. Like, I am happy to spend 2-3 hours on base building, and then just like, hey, could you grab some more titanium when you're coming back? You know, I'm happy sitting there and making a base, because at the end of the day, I think that's fun. You know. Okay, so I'm going to grab a base tracker beacon. I am going to place the beacon on this slot. I'm going to place the beacon closer to the entrance. Flow etching island. Floating, no, blood/floating. Ent. Blood/floating entrance. Trapped. Oh, is this gold? Gold? Well, I won't say no.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
That's my opinion. I think that if the next game comes out, there's just going to be a lot of things that are worse. Just inherently. Because multiplayer does affect gameplay in the same amount of ways that it improves it. It improves it by making it more fun, but it also takes away the scarier aspects of the game. Which I'm not saying I want every part of the game to be scary. I'm literally saying that, like, there's going to be a lot of aspects that I just sort of ruined. So I think it should generally be a less harder game. Like, in terms of inventory management and stuff, like, that would be nice. I'm not saying that, like, there should be a prawn suit times 3 option that only costs 2 prawn suits worth. You know. I'm saying that, like, you know, the inventories might be a little bit bigger. I'm saying that, like, you know, the base inventory amount for the prawn suit should be just higher, and maybe the upgrade gives 2 rows or maybe 3 rows instead. Oh my god, did I have extra junk in here? I did. Because I think only giving 1 extra row is such a weird thing to be like, if that makes sense. Like, it's such a weird, you know, thing to be specific about. It's like, why not like 8 rows? Why not 3 rows even? Like 3 rows is like, it makes sense, you know? 3 rows feels like, yeah, you know, I could see that. Less than 3 rows and it's like, you know. Like, I think if 2 comes out, and, you know, because people probably left the company between Subnautica 1 and Below Zero. So, especially between Below Zero and 2, it's probably going to feel like a lot different of a game. It might not even be written as well, it might, you know, have numerous problems. Papa? And my opinion is kind of like, okay, this area seems similar to my magnetite area. Get back here. Meanwhile, the Reapers are all up here waiting exactly for me. No, that's my opinion. I think that, like... And by the way, I'm so happy that we found more copper. Yeah, I generally think that, like, I'm slowly running out of topics to go over. You'll notice Thursday, Friday, and like, I started to run out of stuff. So on Monday I have more stuff. Basically, I'm just going to spend a night cycle of stall. Because, like, here's a subject for discussion. Here's a subject for discussion. Can characters be hot, even though you wouldn't be into their age range? Now, this is a weird question to say, but, like, I have multiple realms of what I find attractive, right? Like, Mina is a good example of this. Like, if someone had Mina's personality in real life, like, I'd you know. But Mina herself, like, she's too young, right? There's a lot of characters that I sort of think of in a similar light to that. Like, May is a good one. Like, I imagine if May was, like, in her 20s, she'd be like, damn, because you know how she kind of acts around Max, right? Max, her blubber. So you kind of know how she'd act if she was married, right? It's not exact, but it's not an exact science, but it's like, you know how she'd be comfortable in certain ways that she talks, and yada 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 yada. Like, I love this area, do not get me wrong. I love this area. This area is great. I just find it absolutely terrifying. Wait, is this the entrance point? Is this the entrance point that I was trying to think about? No. But like, that's kind of my opinion. I think, personally, now this is an interesting one, because I'm just hopping back between convos. I think killing too many Reapers is bad, but I think reducing their population is fine. Because one of the things about this game is I feel there's too many Reapers. Especially on important areas, there becomes a point where it's like, okay, now how many Reapers do we actually need in this game? You know? Like, how much until you're like, cannot be added to oh, wait, what? Oh, no. It added, no.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Like, how many Reapers, and then are you going to be like, and then at some point you're going to be like, no. When are you going to be like, when is your Reaper no more point? The game went dark quick, didn't it? Because I think having like 1 to 2 Reapers in the Dunes area, fine. But like, if you look at like the Map Genie site where it shows like how many Reapers there are in general, you'll notice how many there are, and I think some areas are fine. Other areas are like, why? You know? Do we really need like 70 Reapers on the Dunes? 7, but you get my point. There's so many Reapers in certain areas that it becomes like a case of like, why are there so many? And it's just to stop you from getting certain resources rather than them being physically scary. It's like, oh, if you run into like 3 Reapers at once, your Cyclops is dead. And if your Cyclops is dead, you can assume that most of your other, you know, things would be died. You know? I should go back and it's like a ghost survivor and killed around my thing. But onto the other point again. Like, I think like May and Mina are like great examples of like characters who you can either tell that they would be like good as like a partner in their their future, or like they'll just be fun to be around, and that makes them like a good like character because they would be fun to be around. You know, like there are a bunch of characters like that. Like I feel that like even though they're outside of my age bracket, you know, where it's starting to become like creepy, I think they're like, you know, good characters that I would generally get along with. And like I think that getting along with someone is like infinitely more important than them just being attractive. Like Rhea Squemery as an example, if Issei can like bag her, like I think she's probably, you know, good for me, you know. If like, you know, she plays video games occasionally with Issei, or she's like, you know, she appreciates what he's interested in, it's just like, oh, Issei, that's better than someone being like, oh, you know, anime's trash, you know. Well, you enter these relationships and stuff where sometimes in the series or something, and you're like, well, these characters are only together because of one specific thing. I just want it to be multiple things, you know, them to be either interested in it or they don't mind if I'm interested in it. And if they're not, then it's not interesting. It's like, I wouldn't mind dating a Disney girl, for example, or like a Kingdom Hearts. Enjoy it. Not because like I find those series bad and like I'm saying like, oh yeah, you know, it takes a point off, but rather that like if someone's interested in something and like really interested in something, I think that's fine. But if it's like that, oh well, they just have, you know, a busy life, so they can only really have one thing they're interested in, sort of case.
It's slow.
What the heck was that? Okay, clearly there's something wrong with the game, and that's making me nervous because there should be a ghost leviathan like right over there. Right, somewhere very, very close to this point. Like there should be a ghost leviathan like anywhere around here. Like anywhere around here, like anywhere around everywhere in that area. It could be anywhere. You know, like it only counts roaming coordinates instead of being like, oh, the Reaper can be anywhere between this square box. Like, also, I think that if Subnautica 2 comes out, my most annoying habit of this game is I don't like it when the game's trying to be artificially scary. You'll notice that with the Reapers, you'll notice that about a lot of things, in my opinions. But I think one of the biggest cases is it should be 30% night or like 20% night or something. Night shouldn't be a long time in the game. It can still be a cool set dressing, but I feel that night in this game just hurts the game in general, you know? Like, it helps the game's scary atmosphere, but then it's like, I can't see a thing. Like, in the prawn suit, especially, you cannot see a thing at night time. It's the reason why I think having the Cyclops be like another, like, one of these longer, or being able to carry, like, two of the things, so you could have, you know, a prawn suit and a sea moth, will be hyper convenient. Oh, a bot, fun. Will be hyper convenient. You know. I'm gonna be honest, it will be so fun. Because here's my opinion. I find it genuinely pretty bad when a game goes like out of its way to be like, we have a scary atmosphere, and it's like, your game's not inherently scary. It's more so scary because I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing or whatever, right? It's more so scary that I can't see where I am, then I'm scared of your bosses. Like, if I knew exactly where all the bosses were, like the Reaper Leviathan, I wouldn't be afraid of the Reapers, because in my opinion, I'm not supposed to be afraid of the Reapers. I'm afraid of the Reapers not because they're scary, but because I can't figure out where they are most of the time. Which in my opinion is bad game design. I think daytime should be 90% of the game. Especially saying that after you go underground, the area gets scarier. If I lose resources, I'm just safe scumming. I'm sorry for people who don't like the idea that I just keep saying I will do that. But I most certainly will. I'm not spending, hours building the confidence to go over here and then just dying and then being like, I would rather stop playing the game than not save scum. Because I can still be scared. I'm just going to save scum. This save scumming is a better habit than just being like, nope. Because me saying, oh, I can save scum doesn't make me any less afraid. It just means that I can be more confident in some ways. Have I already got everything out of this area? I might wait another day-night cycle. Just because I don't like, nighttime in the game, because I find it kind of bad, Like, nighttime is cool when you have light source, but when you don't have a light source, it just becomes, oh look, a Reaper's going to get you easier, rather than And I think the game has a lot of ups and downs, and that is one of the major downs. Like Mina, Momo.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
That's my opinion. I think Mina, Momo are great, oh, here's my waifu choice, and their age shouldn't really matter because I like their personality more than anything. You can see the personality types in other characters, so it shouldn't be the fact that, oh, just because they're young, I can't like their personality, and I find that an annoying topic. It's like people who just are I despise Mineta, and it's why don't you like Mineta? And it's because he's a perv or whatever, and it's okay, is that it? A teenager being that way is bad, okay? Do you have any good reason? No. Okay, so you dislike a character because of a personality type, not because of anything that bad. Well, it's like when I was watching the anime commander or whatever his name is, the Naruto guy. Basically, my opinion on him is that he was I was watching a video and he was well, if you had 3 bullets to shoot, and it was of a list of characters, and one of them was a Mineta, and he was well, the worst people on here is Shao Tucker, and then 2 more characters who I can't remember the name of, and Mineta. And he picked the 2 characters and Mineta over the 2 characters and Shao Tucker. Shao Tucker is the guy who turned his daughter into a dog hybrid by fusing their animal with his daughter. And that was one of his worst opinions ever, because he just doesn't like Mineta, And like, you can not like a character, but if your opinion of a character is so major that you're willing to literally be like, well, this character who did awful, awful things. But like, and that's my opinion, that's actually my opinion, is like, I find Moneta to be a cool character because it actually adds more depth to the world. Pervasion is a literal part of the human body, you know, it's a literal thing that everyone goes through, unless you have specific things. Like, unless you have specific, I'm not going to say wrong parts of your brain, but definitely different parts of your brain, you know, that, you know, affects your attraction and stuff like that, then you won't have it. But everyone has stuff like that to a certain extent. Like, throughout my life, I've had physical crushes, which is just as a, oh, I find this person attractive, you know, but like, there are definitely mental ones, and like, and when you find someone who just, you know, hits everything, it's nice. It's nice to find someone who, you know, you get along with, or whatever. That's always nice. But there's like, people are like, oh, well, Moneta's a bad character because blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, are you saying that just because it's the general consensus? Or are you saying that because it's something you actually believe? And a lot of people just genuinely believe it because it's a genuine consensus that he's a bad character, rather than actually thinking about it yourself. And a lot of people fall into the habit where it's like, well, society would say, and it's like, if I was a mole and I kept reincarnating into my younger form, would my age range go up? Yeah, sure. As I'm getting older, I find people who are younger than me less and less attractive. As, you know, I get older, like someone who's 14, when I was 14, I would find attractive. You know, I could find that person attractive. But as I'm getting older, that 14 is starting to become more on like, they have to look physically older than themselves for me to even think about it. And it's like a normal thing. You know, I think definitely, like Rudius as an example from that one show. One of his worst traits, people say, is that he had an attraction to children when he was physically 8 at the time, because he was mentally in his 50s. Well, physicality-wise, it's the reason why I don't like hormone treatments, because I genuinely think that that might affect your brain chemistry and affect the way you think a lot more, because you're overfilling yourself with something that you should typically just go within a certain range of. And there's that sort of topic where it's like, oh, well, yes, well, he shouldn't at a certain range, but I think after 14, 15, especially after that you've lived over 10 years in that body, that sort of becomes your body, if that makes sense. There's a reason why I don't like, you know, younger people, you know, injecting themselves with too many hormones, because that could affect the way they think to some extent. Not a large extent, but to some extent. You know. And there's this sort of thing where I think that's bad, potentially, but when Rudius is living in that body for 10 years, that just becomes his natural state, rather than his older body being his natural state. It's like the more you put on an act, the more you put on your mask, the slowly that mask just becomes the new layer of skin. Like people who use makeup and accessories typically, you know, sort of forget how they normally look and just find that look to look worse and worse and worse. Just because, in general, that's how they feel. They feel that that original look they have, that normal look, is bad for them. Which I'm gonna have to say that what you normally look like is probably the best you. I don't really like makeup all too much. Unless it's like very, very, you know, like if someone, the first time I see someone, they're using that look, then it's much harder to tell. Copper or titanium, we need a little more of this. So, let's grab 2 of these. What's our power like? Yeah, okay. I'm going to build 2 more of these just for myself. I hear that drops a little bit of material on the floor. If only I could gather all that material. Let's hit power. Yeah, I only drained it a little bit. But yeah, I think that in general speaking, I genuinely really dislike it when people are like that. Because if you, like, people just did it by now society forms, but that would be like saying someone who's been in a coma for 40 years when they were like 5 should now be a 45-year-old, because people would go like, oh no, I think it's fine, that they'd still be attracted to, you know, people of their original age range, but because they're mentally in age rather than physically, people go, no, Rudius has to wait till he's 40 to start dating, but then he would be like 80 something, you know. And then it's a series. It's just a series on top of that. Like, the creator can do whatever he wants. What are you to say different? Anyway, so how are we gonna find out where the area is exactly? That's the problem, because we're not using the sea moth. We're using the prawn suit, so getting down there is going to be much harder. Yeah. Yeah. It's the same reason why I sort of feel weird about saying like, oh, I like Mina, I like Momo, even though I literally grew up in an era where my hero was starting out, you know? So if I find a character attractive, it should be fine, because technically they're much closer to my age. At least they would be if, you know, the series was chronological and appeared with our world's time, if that makes sense. It's the reason why I have a lot of modern takes in my, like, you know, I'm like, oh, I like Uzaki-chan, you know, I like Nagatoru, because I grew up with them to an extent, you know, doing my most formative years. You know, I probably grew up around the time of, you know, when I was getting to those, like, shipping characters and, like, you know, watching series properly rather than just, like, what's on CITV, and stuff. Being like, oh, okay, this is one of my characters, you know, this is a character that I know, this is a character, you know. I think, back onto the Subnautica topic, I think that daytime being 80% of the day makes sense, because, like, right now I'm just sitting around because, like, I want to have a good view and I don't want to bring the Cyclops into an area where it's bad. But the second you get into the Lost River, you get into the Moonworm area, the second you're in these, like, deeper inner areas, you end up having a sort of case where it's like, how do I explain this? You sort of have a case where it's like, okay, so I barely have any light, so now the caves are what have light, rather than having to rely on the sun. And I think 50-50 is a good, you know, a case for a realistic game. But here's the thing, most of the game you're going to be on the land anyway, and, like, even right now, we're hitting a point where it's like, wait, was that 90? No. Well, right now we're hitting a point where we're going to start going underground. You think maybe I should grab a blood oil and a moon shroom? You think that'd be a good idea? That way I could build a protactylite thermal reactor and the prawn suit thermal reactor. How does that cost? But what does it cost? What does it cost? No one lost. No one stop. No one stop. Gold and hydrochloric acid. Deep shroom. Yeah. If I grab like 2 deep shroom. Yeah. Yeah. I am very worried about the Ghost Leviathan. Obviously, I know that it can't get me at this range, but as I get closer to this sort of area, I think I'm going to scout it out in the prawn suit first. Because I do have this, and I can probably swap this slot out to my knife. Oh, Classic Man D. Oh my god, why is he playing a horror game? No, is he starting to upload his gaming clips? Waiting for daytime. Yeah. Right, I can power up the grid from here. Oh, finish and fab. Okay, yeah, I'm having a slight yap break. Okay, so it's basically daytime now. So I'm going to pause just so I can finish this little video. It's got like a minute left, 30 seconds left. But that's kind of my opinion. I think this game, while it has its ups, has so many downs. Yeah, it just annoys me. Like that little waiting segment right there is a perfect example of this. Anyway, so I'm gonna have a little look-see for the thing, and we're gonna place. Sorry, Gerald. In fact, we haven't seen Gerald this episode. Hi, Gerald. I'm going to do something very, very dangerous. Be safe. Okay, be safe. If you rot in there, I'm going to be so sad. Okay. Gerald is safe. Let's save. He's my support animal. Jesus Christ! We need to get the cure out quick. Okay, so we're gonna go down. I'm gonna try and hope that I can find the area. What is this music? Did I grab this? I don't know if I grabbed one of these. Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate these little stupid crabs. I hate them so much. Speaking name. What was it called again? was that? Oh, for feck's sake. There he is. Look at him. Stop getting closer, you freakazoid. Yeah, I think the crab squids are probably scarier than the reapers. I'm sorry, but it probably goes like the reapers are scary not because they're physically scary, but because like they can just ruin your base and they can ruin your Cyclops. Oh, have another cupcake frost. But like, it's kind of how I feel like in this game. Like, you know, there's some good parts, there's some bad parts. There's some Whoa, 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 hold up. Gold. Oh. Okay, we've had a trip.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
But yeah, that's my opinion. I just think that in general, okay, we'll wait till daytime one more time. Yeah, it just immediately went dark. Yeah, I made a good choice. I want to go in there when we have light time because the cameras we're gonna search and the crab squids are gonna real bug me because they are attracted to light. I'm not sure if it's the Ghost Reaper or it's, you know, the thing, but we're definitely turning off the lights either way. And I think that, like, in general, this game, as I said thousands of times already, is really good. I just think that in general, and that's my opinion. I just think that, like, in general, I think the daytime nighttime cycle is okay when you're just genuinely exploring, especially with the sea moth. It's fine. Like, it adds that little bit of terror in, but I think as the game goes on, you're already in nighttime so much because you're in the lava caves, you're in all these, like, little scary areas, like, so often, that I think that genuinely it starts to become less fun and it just becomes like a real annoying thing. Yeah? Like, let's assume you pass through, I don't know, 2 halves of the game, right? If you get through the first half of the game, which I'm going to just say it, I'm pretty sure the Sea Emperor bit to get the enzymes takes forever. So, I'm gonna say that this is about halfway. Like properly getting into the caves, not just like exploring them for the first time. $49. They basically use an entire power cell to get to this area. I know that like the prawn suit's obviously draining like most of that energy, but you get my point. Yeah, I just think that in general, a two-player version of even Subnautica by itself would be fun up till this halfway point. Like the second you get to this halfway point, it's like, alright, let's start building a base down in the lava zone, let's start building it in the Lost River, let's start, you know. It's just kind of irritating more than anything. And that's my opinion. I just think that in general, I think having like an 80% day, 20% night might be better than, because I think it's definitely favored in light time. How's this thing going on? We're hitting that 2 hour mark, so yeah, we're definitely gonna get down to that area and like, you know, be ready for next time. Like a lot of this time has just been yapping because like, obviously I'm not going to do something scary at night time. You know, like why do you start your day at night time? Especially like first time going down into the depths. There's no reason to try it in a stupid way. You know, like yeah, like if you know, you travel, you don't start your car journey to go to the airplane 20 hours early before the ride, because then you're sitting there 8 hours early, you know. Like there's no reason to not make the best use of daytime to get into the area, because when we're down there there's going to be no natural light anyway. Okay, it's almost daytime now. Conversation topics when we're going into the cave. Multiverses. I played Multiverses for the first time yesterday. It was alright.
Engine powering up.
Oh wait. I'm supposed to turn off this light.
Rig for silent running.
Oh, for feck's sake. Oh, hello, little shot king's back shot. If you don't like scary stuff, go away, because I'm going to do something real stupid, as you can probably tell. Okay, we've made it. We have made it. We are almost there. Okay. Okay, we are now, there's a Little Shot King, there is a Ghost Reaper just over there. We can turn off silent running, power down for a second. I'm going to check our battery. Oh my god, this atmosphere is perfect over here. Jesus, look at this. This is perfect. Yeah, thought so. What's up? What's up, dude? Currently, I'm doing something incredibly stupid. Out of pure greed, I'm going to be honest. So, I'm going to show you in a second. Just so I can figure out the pathing. Basically, we have to get through this area with this huge monster. We have to navigate through these trees, through all of these uranite chunks, through these little spiders. Where is he? Where is he? I hear something. Oh, for feck's sake, get away, you stupid little bone shark. These bone sharks. Lead. How's your stream doing? It's going great, Little Shot. I'm just trying to show you the scary part of this area that is going to probably try and hunt us down when we're in the big thing. Did I remember to scan this? I think I did. Go away! I hate these stupid things so much. No, I didn't scan this. Okay. I thought I scanned this. Gargantuan Leviathan. Did I load or something? There it is! There's the thing that I'm trying to avoid desperately. I am now going to go back to the Cyclops. I'm now going to go back to the Cyclops as fast as I can make it. I'm now going to go faster, and faster, and faster, and faster. What is this? Is this lead? Yep. We're going to go faster. Good. So, you can obviously see how cramped the area is. And we are going to try and make it through the entire area using that massive thing over there. So you can probably tell why I'm a bit scared. Basically, to progress with this further on in this game, Little Shop, we need to get the Cyclops over into that area. And if we can't get the Cyclops into that area, we cannot progress much further. Basically, the Cyclops acts as a massive storage chest. It is the main reason we want it into past that area, because we can get a lot of the late game resources that we need, which will be helpful to get through the next section of the game. And if we don't have it, we can do it, but it's just gonna take like an extra 6 hours per section. So it'll take like an extra stream per section to get everything done. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to attempt this very shortly. And if you're wondering why Gerald isn't in our hotbar, it's because he's here. I'm now going to put him into my inventory again. And then we're going to eat in the game, and we are going to then do this horrifying idea. If you're wondering why we have the stasis rifle on hand, it's in case I get into a position where I just can't deal with the Reaper anymore and I'm just going to kill it. Even though it is absolutely terrifying to do so, because I've only killed the basic Reaper Leviathan, not this advanced monster. What the heck is going on? Oh, something's trying to attack us. How's our health doing? 49, so we can do this fine. I forgot about the deep shroom somewhere. I might as well put it in here. We got that for seeds. Okay. Little Shot King, are you ready? Are you ready for me to be a jittery, scary mess? Are you ready? I'll give you 3 more seconds to respond in case you're left. The stream's going fine. Oh! Oh, fuck! Why is he here? Why is he here? Um. Night, Alpha. Oh! So that's the thing we're trying to avoid, and I thought it was about to destroy the Cyclops after I just saved. Okay, are you guys ready? Are y'all ready for me to do something real stupid? Hi, Tabitha. Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Silent running.
Rig for silent running. Engine powering up.
Okay. We're almost through? That was infinitely less scary than I thought it'd be. That's not even a joke. I thought this would be a whole arc.
Engine powering down.
Okay, stage 1 of 2. Complete. Oh, we're back to base. Oh, we're back to this base. We are... Okay, I'm gonna build some stuff now. Oh my god. Oh, okay, we're almost in a position. We just need to build a multi-tool base, we need to build the power cell, we need to build a little bit of more stuff, and then we'll be in a position to end stream. And the next stream will be the most scared I will possibly ever be.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
No, I forgot the stupid... One, two, three, four. Okay.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Okay, I did think that we had more things, but I think the thermal gen's keeping up pretty well. As long as we don't use the scanner room and 4 things at once, like if we keep like 3 maybe. I forgot what I'm looking for. Got it. Where's my blood oil gone? Did that ghost reaper somehow eat it from the thing? I must be blind.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Warning, emergency power only.
Let's charge attempt in 1 sec.
All primary systems online.
I think leaving the Reaper here, leaving the Larry Reaper here, is probably the best idea. No, this is the one I grabbed. Okay, I don't think the biogenerator quick reaction was probably best. Now we are gaining like a lot of good charge. Diamond, ruby, titanium. Yeah, I think this is a lovely spot to end off. I think, yeah, I was just waiting for that to charge. Replace that. Like this Cyclops is a perfect example of the power problem. Like this one literally will drain this slot first, then this slot, then this slot, then the back ones. In the Cyclops, that's entirely fine and justified, because it's your batteries. It's your batteries, your resources, so it makes sense. Okay, so we are now in a amazing position to end stream. I think our next stream will be titled like exploring this area plus the other area. Anyway, yeah, I think we can end now. We are now passive on charge. We are passively going to gain all our charge back up. I would like to fill up my thing, but I think it's fine to leave it here. I think I will just for next time, because I'm a bit scatterbrained usually at the start. So I think it might be a good idea to... No. Well, I'd have to wait like 20 more seconds, so nope. Anyway, we'll be ending stream now. I hope you had a good time of me being scared by the ghost survivor the entire time for it to not even be that much of a problem. But we are now entering a type in the game where we have 3 problems. We have that precursor base, we have precursor base, we have that big tree area, which we're probably going to explore, and the start of the lava zone. I am going to look for the iron battery cells, especially next time, if I can, time it out correctly. Because if we can get those, then we're going to be in the most excellent position that we could possibly get ourselves in. And if you remember, next time will be Slay the Spire. Thursday is going to be Slay the Spire. So we're going to play maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, I don't know. When it comes down to it, of that game, we're gonna, play it a lot. We're gonna focus on the defect and the ironclad, trying to get them to get heart kill. So I'd like to have access to the beta art. I think focusing on that is more important than growing ascensions, because doing it ascension 0 is easier than doing it ascension 20 or ascension 5 or whatever it'll take to get there. And I think killing the 3rd boss is easier than killing the heart. No, so it's time meter. So next time, I'm probably going to focus on defects. So if you like claw, if you like 0 cost cards, be there then. Yeah, we're going to end off. I'm also going to take this off because that's been bugging me for the past while, and I've just been forgetting. Anyway, this was a 2-hour, 30-minute stream. I just think that now we're going to cross into a point where we would just be doing too much, either base keep or whatever. There's not really much point in continuing past this point. The start of next stream will definitely be base focused, and then nice. Anyway, so I think, yeah, we're going to end it there. I just think that Friday stream for Subnautica is probably going to be quite impactful. Sorry if I annoyed you with the topics I said earlier about the ages and stuff like that. Again, I'm in my 20s, so, you know, wasn't that far off from my era when being the same sort of ages as the UA characters. That isn't that weird. And in fact, in my like head, what ifs I do in my head sometimes, I usually just, you know, give myself a younger body anyway. And then I either go for Mina or Momo most of the time. I think I went for Hatsune once in one of them, I don't remember which one. I think it was the Generator X one, but of course that was before the All For One arc, now, where like All For One is like country level, when Rex wouldn't really be, from my memory. That was one I did around the end of the Overhaul arc, in my head. I don't like doing Saiyan ones or ones that like are too overpowered or too boring. I think Dragon Ball's fun if you have the magics. Like I do a Cell one, or like a Moreau one, or like reincarnate from my, you know, one of my Dragon Ball What If bodies into my hero, if that makes sense. Anyway, gonna end it now. So I hope you had a lovely time. Sorry if I annoyed you with any of my subjects. Bye. See you all next time. Friday GMT +1 or regular, I'm not sure which anymore. Bye. I'm gonna save on stream. Gonna save twice. Just to make sure that, you know, we keep the progress, because this has been a very stressful stream. Okay, time check. 11:33. Sometimes I go over 4 hours, so I think sometimes it is fine going under 3 hours. Even though I don't wanna, just because I'm being sort of pushed on. Anyway, bye. See you all next time.